Hey y'all, Matt here from RetroOnly.com. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing's New Horizon Edition. And then I'm also going to be showing you exactly how to go through and set up if you have a brand new Switch. Obviously, if you're not into gaming a lot, you haven't been around a lot of games, the Switch is still a super popular gaming console that, since it can be played locally, you can play it on your TV, or you can also play it when you're on the go by just attaching the Joy-Cons right to the Switch itself. So it's super popular for a variety of different people, even if they don't have a lot of video gaming background. So I want to do a full review, a full unboxing of what comes inside the box, what you can expect to get, and then also exactly how to go through and set that up. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's start off with what's inside the Nintendo Switch Animal Crossing box. When you first open up the box, the first thing you will see is you will have on top, you'll have the Switch and the two Joy-Con controllers. These are your two controllers. As you'll notice, they're different colored. That's because I have the Animal Crossing edition of the Switch. If you have a different edition, then your controllers will be a different color. But on the Animal Crossings, it is the blue and the green colors to stay with the Animal Crossing theme. So that's what comes inside of there. Right here, you'll have your little finger hole, and you can pull the Switch out. And then you'll just have to take it right out of the plastic to play with it. Same thing with the Joy-Cons. You can just pull those right out as well. One, and then there's the second one. Then you'll have the instruction manual. This is, of course, pretty common. Most people won't need that, but you can read it for the safety warnings, those sorts of things if you need to. One thing that a lot of people don't realize is in the Animal Crossing edition, you will have these little adapters as well. Again, they're going to be blue and green for the two different controllers. And they're kind of hard to see since they're normally right down here at the bottom. A lot of people don't realize what they're for if you've never had a Switch or haven't been around gaming much. And basically it's so when you're playing them individually, you can connect this right here up to the side of the Joy-Con as well, and then put it around your wrist. So it's similar to the Wii, so you don't accidentally throw this when you're playing with it or something like that. It attaches right to your wrist, so that way it doesn't accidentally go through a TV or hit somebody upside the head, those sorts of things. Okay, so that's what those two are there for. Then right here also in the middle, you will have your adapter and connector for your controller. Again, this is designed when you're playing on the Switch and you want to use a traditional controller, kind of like on a normal video game system. So rather than holding these two items separately, like so, you will then just attach them to your controller right here in the middle, and then you'll be able to play that way instead of holding two individual items. So that's everything that's there in the middle of the Switch. Then on your outside here, you will have your HDMI cable that you'll use to attach your Switch dock right up to the TV. And then you'll also have the charger. Again, this is how you will attach your Switch to the power cord so you could charge it to play mobilely or just leave it plugged in when you're going to be playing on your TV. Then on the other side over here, you will have your Switch dock. When it's the Animal Crossing edition, which is the one that I have, it will have the little Animal Crossing characters on it, which is really a cool thing, especially if you're buying it for, say, younger kids or somebody who really likes the Animal Crossing game. That's really cool that it has these special characters on it. And then, of course, on the back, it just says Nintendo. That opens up, and then this is where you're going to plug everything in from the Switch dock to your TV and how you're going to attach the HDMI and the AC adapter to power it as well. So that's everything that is inside of the Switch box. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hop on into the TV, and I'm going to set this up. This is an absolutely brand new Switch. I've never set this Switch up before, so I'm going to show you exactly how to go through and set up your Animal Crossing Switch on the TV so you know exactly what you have to do to make that happen and to get ready and going with your Switch. So let's hop into the TV, and I'll show you exactly how to do that. Alright, so here's what happens when you first dock it to the TV. I connected the dock to the AC, and then it shows these little Joy-Con controllers sliding down onto the side of the Switch. So obviously the next thing that you have to do is take your Joy-Con controllers and slide them into the side of the Switch. So let's go ahead and do that now. So a lot of people think that you have to slide the Joy-Cons right into the side of the Switch itself as it's docked. Now, that's not actually what you need to do. So all you have to do is slide those down into that controller that was in the middle of the box, and as you can see, you can now move around and choose which language that you want to go with. So we're going to go English, the Americas, we're going to accept our license agreement, and then we're going to search for different networks. So let me go ahead and sign into my network, and then I'll be right back here. Alright, so I'm logged into my network, and it's just going to connect. A lot of people think that you have to have internet to play on the Switch, when you actually don't. However, you do have to have the internet when you first set it up. So you'll have to either have Wi-Fi, those sorts of things. I am near Phoenix, So that's what I'm going to do. A user will be added, and we're going to create a new user, and then you can just pick whichever character you want. You have lots of different options available. We're just going to go ahead and leave it as Mario. And then we're going to do a nickname for the user as well. So since my name is Matt, we're just going to go with Matt. And you're going to click OK. So now I've got the user added onto the Switch console. Now, this gives you the option to link your Nintendo account. This is obviously what you're going to want to do. If you don't have a Nintendo account, they are free to set up. So I'm going to go ahead and link that Nintendo account, and then we'll jump right back in here once that is linked. Alright, so something important came up when I was going to link the Nintendo account. Let me show you what that is. I pressed link account, and it said a system update is required. It cannot be updated during the initial setup. Then I had to go to the home menu and to perform a system update later. So I actually cannot link my Nintendo account until I do the update. So I'm going to go ahead and do later. Depending on when exactly you do this, if how new the console is, whether it needs updated or not, will depend on if you need to do this or allows you to log in immediately. We're going to go ahead and skip. We don't need to add any other users. And we're going to go to next. We're going to skip the parental controls, and setup is now complete. Except for I push back instead of the home button because I didn't follow the instructions. That's a common thing as well. If you go back, go backwards, go forwards, whatever. Okay. So now we're set up. We're going to go up here to Matt's page, and we're going to go to settings. And that shows you all the different things. You can change your character, you can change your background if you want. All of those different things right there on there. You can add your friends list, online play invite, all of those sorts of things. You can link your Nintendo account, again, after you have updated as well. All right, so we're going to go down here to the bottom, and we're going to go to System Settings. Because the first thing that I need to do is I need to update it. So let's go ahead and get to the update part. And it's System, and right there at the top is System Update. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and we're going to go ahead and update the software. Okay, so I'll be right back once the Switch is finished updating. All right, it finished updating. That actually only took about 15-20 seconds to go through the update, which is way faster than what you would expect if you're used to gaming consoles, those sorts of things. So now here we have a insert game card or download software. We're actually going to go up, and we're going to go ahead and link the Nintendo account. So that's going to be on user settings. Going to go over, and we're going to link Nintendo account, and I'll go ahead and get that linked, and then we'll jump right back in, as you need to have the Nintendo account linked so you can start downloading games or playing games. Alright, so I've gone ahead and signed into my Nintendo eShop account. So then what you'll do is when you go back to this, you'll push the B button, and then you push B again to go back to your main menu. Again, it says insert a game card or download software. The next thing you're going to want to do now that you're logged in, is you're going to want to go to the Nintendo eShop. That's the second one down here at the very bottom, and click on that. You're going to choose who's using the eShop. If you have some different user consoles, then you can do that. You can choose to skip passwords, so you don't have to enter it all the time. Or if you are playing this on this console with a lot of kids, you don't want them to be able to buy anything that they want, probably not best to put skip password on the eShop. And then you push enter. And then you're going to go ahead and enter your password. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Alright, now that you're inside the eShop after you've logged in, you can go right over here and you can choose the different games. Now, here's what's really cool about the Switch. You don't have to pay for games if you don't want to. Obviously, some of the best games will be from Nintendo, so you will end up having to pay for those. But if once you go into the Nintendo eShop, you can see right here we've got Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, free download. Super Mario 3D All-Stars doesn't say free download in the bottom left corner, so that means you do have to pay for it if you decide to download it. You got Fortnite, you got 50% off, FIFA, and you can just scroll down here. Oops, then I went to recent releases. And you can just scroll down and look at all the different ones and see which ones are free. So you've got World of Tank Blitz, you've got Super Mario Brothers 35. All of these different ones, and there will be a ton of different games that you can download for free on your Switch. Now, obviously, there's some great games that cost money, such as Super Smash Brothers, but there are lots of different options available for you to choose for free. So we can go to recent releases, and it'll tell you, okay, here's free download, there's a cost for it, there's free download. All right, and so you've got all the different prices you can choose to download games or to play games right in here that are absolutely free. So we're going to go back up here to the top, and we're going to go ahead and download Mario Kart Live. And you'll just go to free download. press over again to go to free download. You can check the download status on the home menu. Depending on the server status, the download might not begin immediately. So then you can continue to download a bunch of different ones, or you can just go to close, which is what I did, and it'll be right here on the main menu. Now, as you can see, it has a little status bar on the bottom there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let that go through and download, and then I'll come right back once this game is downloaded. One thing I did want to mention inside of the actual Nintendo eShop as well is over at the top here you can go to search browse, and then you can go down here to price range. So let's say, for example, you don't want to spend any money on any games right now. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom and do free, and these are all of the different games that you can download for free. So we'll go to view more, and there are 64 different games or different apps that you can choose from that are free, from Fortnite, Tetris, Super Kirby Clash, Hulu, all those different ones, Pokemon Home, Warface. So you can go through and download, let's say, all of them, and then decide which ones you want, which ones you don't want, and then delete them a little bit later on. So that's something that is also really cool that you can do here on the Nintendo Switch as well. You can simply sort by free ones and download a bunch of free games. So I'll come back when I've got a couple of games downloaded for you. All right, so I got the first game downloaded here, and that's the Mario Kart Live. So we'll go ahead and go into that one. And as you can see, when you first get into it, you can watch trailer or start game. Something important to note, just because a game is free doesn't mean that it's actually free. For example, with this one, Mario Kart Live, you have to actually press the buy a Mario Kart cart itself, and then you have to turn on the cart, and then you have to scan the QR code with the Mario Kart. So obviously, although the download is free, playing the game is not free, since you do have to buy the cart itself to play this game. So I just want to point that out about some of the games. Alright, the last thing that I want to mention here about the Switch before I wrap this video up is I've got a few different games downloaded. It'll download one at a time, obviously. The download is a bit slow. I have a pretty fast wireless connection, and it's even a bit slow on my connection. So it might take you a bit to download these games. Obviously, it varies depending on how fast or how slow your internet is. But all of these different things at the controller are at the bottom are important for you to know. One thing that I do want to point out here before I finish this video is the controllers. If you go down here at the bottom, click controllers, it'll show you how much charge you have left on your controllers there in the bottom right hand corner. How you charge your controllers is confusing to many people, unfortunately. It's just not super intuitive. The easiest way is to simply take the controllers off of either your grip, or if you're holding them in your hands, just take them and slide them down onto the Switch while it is docked. That will allow the Switch itself to charge, as well as allow the controllers to charge. And then in here you can also see, okay, my console is at this percentage and it's currently charging. That's what that little green means on the console there. And then you can also, if you need to pair new controllers or find controllers, those sorts of things can be done in there. So I did want to point that out. And then also your sleep mode, and then you can just push that to put it to sleep. And now your console is turned entirely off. But since it's on sleep mode, then what you can do is you can push home on your controller, on your Joy-Con controller, and it is now back up. And now I can use it. Now, one thing to point out, okay, and this will be the last thing before I finish, is, let me see if I can get this here in the camera. There we go. Okay, see that little green light right there? That means only the one side of the controller is actually on. So what you'll need to do is you will need to push the little black button right there, and that will then turn on the other side as well. It's real easy for beginners to not realize that only one side's on and then be confused as to what's going on. Anytime you reboot your Nintendo Switch, only the single side, your right-hand side, will come on. So you have to push that little black button to turn on the other side. A lot of people don't realize that, and they think, oh, there's a glitch or there's an issue with one of my controllers not working. And it's simply you have to push that little black button that is right there on the controller to turn on the other side as well. Alright, again, my name is Matt. I'm from RetroOnly.com. I hope this video has been helpful to you if you just bought a new Nintendo Switch. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment on this video. Also, please like this video, subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out, and it also helps a lot of other people see our content and help them out as well. Thanks. Have a great day.